Our Sports Inquirer here with Coach Kinne from Texas State Football. Coach, congratulations on the new position. How's it been getting adjusted to life in Texas?
It's good. I'm a Texas guy and really just moved right down the street. So transition's been easy, and I got to bring a bunch of my coaches with me and some of my players. So transition's been good. Just getting used to San Marcos and that area.
Yeah, what was the appeal of the position? You mentioned Texas, you have a background there, but what were some of the other factors in making the move?
Yeah, I think being in Texas was really big for me. I think the location of it in between Austin and San Antonio, you got a river flowing through campus, 40,000 students, and it hasn't been a place where they've won a lot. So I thought for me, coming in here and be a sleeping giant opportunity for me to come in here and establish the culture that we want to bring in here and go win some games.
And coming from Incarnate World, obviously lead the nation in points per game. A lot of talk about the pacing. How do you acclimate your program or acclimate your system into a whole new program?
Yeah, it's been very seamless, to be honest with you. I think the way we practice, the way we install, and the type of practice and the pace of practice that we have, it's just something that kind of happens, and obviously we put a lot of work into it. But I thought that part has been great. I thought the tempo in spring was really good.
Yeah, and obviously quarterback is a very important position in that. How's that competition been going? Have you established a starter yet? Or are you still rotating guys before fall camp begins? How's that been going?
Yeah, we'll see kind of how fall camp goes. Obviously Malik and CJ were there in the spring, and then you had TJ and PJ, in the fall, and those guys have been here this summer doing a really good job. So yeah, that battle will continue through fall camp and see, kind of see how it goes as far as naming somebody. We'll see.
How important is to have a guy like Nash Jones, a veteran offensive lineman, to help you get everyone acclimated into your system?
Yeah, getting Nash was huge. Obviously him being an Incarnate World and being an FCS guy, but when he went in the portal, obviously we had a great relationship where we coached him, and Coach Shoemaker recruited him and all that kind of stuff. So we felt really good about it, but he had some P5s, knocking on his door trying to get him to visit, and he kind of shut it down really early and just signed with us and made it official.
You mentioned the FCS level and now in the FBS level. What are just some of the differences? Is it more than just the number of scholarships? Is it facilities, just the resources, maybe the type of players that you're able to attract? What have you just noticed so far?
Yeah, I think everything you just said, facilities, resources, the type of players you're able to attract. I think it all goes into it.
And what about defensively? What about that end? Who have been some standout players, or just how those guys acclimated that side of the ball?
Yeah, I thought spring went really well. We've added some new pieces, but I think the back end really caught my eye. There were some guys in place there. You obviously got Torrey Spears that's here with us today at the safety spot, and guys like Josh Eaton and Caleb Ford-Demid, AJ Edwards, and some guys that I brought with me from Incarnate World too, Sean Holton and Caleb Cole, and so I feel like there's a good mix of guys that with a lot of playing experience, which is good.
And lastly, open the season at Baylor. Is that a good target, having an opponent like that to open the schedule when you're going through all of your camp and preparations?
Yeah, they're a great team, great program, very well coached, Big 12 opponent. So yeah, I think it'll be a great test for us to kind of see where we're at as a program, and it's exciting. We don't really have anything to lose, so go out there and play free and see what happens.
And then lastly, kind of tying into that, how familiar were you with the Sun Belt before coming here? You mentioned you have some Texas roots, but I'm sure Southwest and Southeast.
Yeah.
How familiar were you with the conference as far as your coaching history?
Yeah, not very.
Yeah.
When I was I signed with Texas out of high school, obviously that's Big 12, and then when I transferred to Tulsa, that was Conference USA at the time. Marshall, I'm trying to think about the only team that I've played against or anything like that. So my cousin went to Monroe for a little bit, so followed some of his games. Obviously, you know about the Coastals and the App States of the world, and obviously followed what Troy did last year and South Al and all that. So really kept up with them, probably more recently. But not a ton of history there, and not a ton of crossover as far as watching, common opponents.